Hi guys, welcome to this video. This video will give you a free guide that will tell you how to make sure or give yourself the very best chance of your Amazon affiliate site selling on Flippa for some good money. This will help you if you're looking to sell a site that hasn't made any sales or has made a few sales but not many, or of course if you've got a site that's making good sales, it will obviously help with that as well. But no matter what stage you're at, even if you've got a site without any sales, I'm actually going to be revealing why Flippa is so confused and why you see sites sort of listed and they don't get anything, and they're sort of get $2 bids or $30 and doesn't even cover the listing fee. And then sometimes you see sites that sell for a lot of money that haven't made that many sales. I'm going to be showing you why that is, and more importantly how you can actually make some money as well really quickly. This will help you. It's a quick overview of a course I released, and it will help you if you get this overview and you just apply it and you just give it a go. It will help you make some lump sums of cash really quickly, give you something that you can rinse and repeat while actually offering really good sites. Also, I've put a link below to the done for you offer. If you just want all the work done for you, check out the link below. It's the ultimate quick results plan done for you. I build you a site to sell on Flippa and I cover everything. So what I'm actually covering in this video, I do the whole thing for you. I pick the niche, I do the content, I make sure it's SEO'd, I do the Flippa listing, and I manage the Flippa listing and help you with the transfer. So all the little niggly things or the difficult things will be done for you. I've got one spot left, so do check that out below. When you go below and click the link in the description, if you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Facebook, you'll find a link here. When you go through, you'll see a video on the page that will go through everything that you get. Do consider that if you just want to get up and running really quickly. So on with the video. Do check that out, subscribe to the channel. I hope you enjoy it. Let me know any questions and so on, and I'll start off with giving you the 3 things that you absolutely must get right. So when you're looking to flip a site on Flippa, I'm going to get rid of some myths. So you don't need a site that's making hundreds and thousands of dollars to actually make any money. Just to say, I always recommend building sites for yourself as well. So I'm not saying that you should flip every single site and just use it as a business model unless you wanted to. I recommend keeping some sites that are bringing you money in and building them up big before you flip them. But if you're in a position where you need some extra money for Christmas, or where you just need some extra money, this is a fantastic way, a quick way of actually getting some lump sums together while building up your sites. So the first thing is you don't need a site that's actually making hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now what you want to aim for is to have a site that's making a few sales, okay? I'll give you the 3 things and it will make sense. The 3 things that you absolutely must have, and they're really simple, but you will see a lot of when we go over and have a look on Flippa at some of the listings and why sites don't sell, you will see it's normally because they're missing one of these 3 things. And the 3 things are, number 1, and I'll explain each of these in more depth, but number 1, you need a proper site. And what I mean by that is not a push button site, not a scraped site, not duplicate content, not article spun content, and not a half-assed site. And I know that's sort of a slang term, but what I mean by that is a site where you've just put the odd bit of content on just to you know what I mean, like your content exists with a few paragraphs of text and a link saying buy this. That's not going to give you the best chance of making money via Flippa or by making money with the actual site itself, because it won't get ranked, it's not done properly, and people can just replicate those sites so quickly. So the first thing that you absolutely want to get down is you need to know, number 1, that you need real content on there. And I'm actually going to go a bit not weird here, but a lot of the stuff you hear about SEO is you don't need to be an SEO expert and so on, but you do need to focus on writing for the customer and not for Google, okay? That's the biggest mistake that people make, is they get all the SEO stuff down, LSI, keywords, silo sites, loads of different tools. I'm not knocking them, they're all really good. But unless you're actually writing for the person and you're thinking along the lines of, for instance, we're looking at the gaming chair site, unless you're thinking, when someone types in terms for a gaming chair, like best PS4 gaming chair, you can see it here, just to use that term, best PS4 gaming chair, there it is ranking in at number 1. And that site is ranking there, and I know you can't guarantee listings and so on, but if you write your content for the people that are going to be reading it, and think of it like every time someone actually types in a term into Google, what they're really doing is asking a question or looking for some, they're asking a question, looking for some answers. So when someone's typing in best PS4 gaming chair, what do they need to know to find out which is the best PS4 gaming chair? Well, they need to know the different options out there, they need to know the different price points, they need to know why it's the best. So why is this chair that you've selected the best, and so on. And if you go along those lines when you're actually building your site, you will not only produce really, really good content, because you will answer questions and give them the answers that they need, you will get a higher click-through rate, more sales from Amazon, and your site will rank better, because all of the, not to make it into an SEO thing, but all of these factors, how long they're spending on your site, how much they're reading, what they're clicking through on, all of it helps. But if you have a site that's structured well and gives you loads of information, and the way I actually do it with my content is just focus on the top questions. So here we go. So the Giantex PC gaming chair, okay, so this product review, well, I know a little bit about the niche because I've researched it, and I've found that if you're going for the Giantex racing gaming chair, it's brilliant and that, but it's $74. Most people want a DX racer, but you're looking at $300, $400. So do you save the money and go for this, or do you go for the DX racer? And that's what I address first, okay, not to make it an SEO thing, but number one, you need real content on your site, you need real structure, and I know I'm covering a few things in number one, but you need real SEO as well. So you need to know how to get the clicks, a good click-through rate. The way I do it is just have a site that has clicks at the top, so you can see here straight away. I tell them what I'm going to tell them, and I give them a chance to click through right at the top, and then I have a chance to click in the middle, okay, a few banners in the middle, and then all of them, not in all cases, because I don't sort of think about it really, it doesn't have to be perfect, but then you have a strong call to action at the bottom. I could actually make that stronger, but if you follow that and you've got good content on your site, not only will you rank better, but you will also get more clicks and so on, and make more money. And then back to the Flippa thing, when you go to sell it on Flippa, you've obviously got that stuff to sell, and even on the base level, even when you haven't made any sales, you've got a site with good content, good interlinking, good SEO. So that's an absolute must-have, and it will set you apart from loads of people on Flippa just upload those push button sites and hope for the best, okay? And you won't even cover the listing fee. So your site automatically stands out by having all of those things. The second thing that you need to sell a site successfully on Flippa is tracking and stats. In fact, this is probably, if not more important than the first one, because you can have all the content and you can have it all set up correctly, but if you don't know what's happening with your site, a bit like pay-per-click, okay, not to make it into a different sort of thing, but pay-per-click, number one thing that you want to, when you're paying for the traffic, the number one thing that you want to keep an eye on is tracking. You need to know what's happening, you know, when they're viewing your page, where are they going, are they giving their email, are they buying a product, because you're paying for the traffic. Well, even though we're not paying for the traffic in SEO terms, apart from time of writing the content, when you're selling on Flippa, people want to know what's happening with the site. Now again, you don't need to have a site with thousands of sales or any sales, but you need to be able to show that the site is ranking, is a proper site, is getting picked up by Google and the other search engines, and you need to be able to show your clicks, your impressions, the positions you're getting, and you need to be able to show different stats like your pages and so on. And this is all done really easily with Google Webmaster Tools. So you just set up an account with Google Webmaster Tools. It's official Google, and it will track your site, and it will allow, as you keep adding content, it will allow you to see both for yourself, so you get more sales. It will allow you to see the keywords that you're ranking for, your best positions across the board. I mean, look, 921 of them here to go through, loads of first page positions, and it will allow you to see all of that. You will also be able to see stuff like how your position is improving over time or not improving, as it may be, your impressions that you're getting, and obviously the clicks that you're getting. So you can see instantly, and more importantly, when you're going to sell the site, you can show that the site's real, it's ranking, and it's got potential. So that's the second thing that you must have. I recommend having Google Webmaster Tools and Stack Counter, and if you're selling on Flippa, I recommend having Google Analytics, even though I find analytics better for paid advertising or a sort of e-commerce setup, because it tells you some stuff more to do. It does help with SEO. I find it a bit of an overkill with SEO. I use Stack Counter, but when you're selling on Flippa, you want to make sure it's on Google Analytics as well, because it will be easier when you're setting up your listing on Flippa. Okay, so this is just a quick look at Stack Counter, the visitor paths. It just tells you, instead of like the traffic numbers and where you're ranking, this actually tells me where people are coming from, what sites they're coming from. It says keywords unavailable if they're logged into Google. That's why you need the Google Webmaster Tools as well to see where you're ranking. But it sort of shows me where they're clicking, you know, Amazon clicks coming in, sales coming in, obviously. But again, even before you're making sales, if you have those things in place, you will be able to see for yourself, and when you go to sell the site, the potential buyer can see what's happening as well. And in fact, with Stack Counter, you can make your you can actually make your stats public. So without them logging into your account, you can actually make them public, and you can share your stats. You just go to config here, and you can share your stats so people can have a look around, potential buyers, and it shows that you got your stuff together. Okay, when they're actually looking through the millions of listings on Flippa that aren't done properly and they're just trying it on, it shows that you've got everything together. Okay, so the third thing that you need once you've got those two things together is you need to be able to sell on Flippa. You need to be able to do the listing properly. You need to be able to have sales if applicable, and you need to be able to actually do the listing in a way that will sell. Now, I know this isn't a sales video, or you don't need to be a master salesman or anything like that, but you do need to be able to pitch the potential of your site. You do need to be able to say, look, this site is doing this, this is what's going to happen, this is the good things about the site. And I've just picked one out here. So I've looked at Amazon sites, website age under a year, because I want to show you that you can make good money, you know, quickly. You don't need a website that's 2-3 years old. If you've got one 2-3 years old and it's making money, that's obviously better, but you don't absolutely need that. Amazon, review sites, and one. Okay, and I picked this one out. I've shown this one before. Really good niche, 9 months old, only $64 per month profit. So this is a really good example, and it sold for $3,300. Now, I'm not saying that if you get all these things right, you're guaranteed a sale, because it's business. You know, there is a chance that your site won't sell, but if you have all these things in place, you're putting yourself in the best possible position. Again, if you have a look through, not just at the example I'm giving you here, but if you have a look through on Flippa yourself, and you look at the one listings, and you look at the ones that are actually designed properly, as opposed to push buttons, site builds and so on, which in my opinion, you know, they're just too easy to replicate, and they're not proper. I'm speaking about sites that are ranking on Google, proper SEO'd sites. you'll find that the ones that make money, even with relatively low profit per month, make it because of the potential of the site, because you can then build it up in traffic. And especially if you can show this, like this site here's got, you can show that the traffic's going up. It's really, really good, because if you're, that's why it's flipping. If you're flipping it at the right time and you're saying, look, the traffic's going up on this and it's getting better and better, that's what works really, really well. So they're like the three things that you need. And if you do that and you have a good Flippa listing, what I recommend you do, if you don't know how to write your Flippa listing, is go through to a listing that's sold for good money and look at the stuff that they mention. Okay, look at just scroll up here for you. Look at the attachments that they put on. Okay, the revenue, or you know, I actually explained this in a course I did on this. Do a listing. Sorry, not a listing. Do a video to go with your listing, actually showing people around the site, showing people what I've just shown you, like the tracking and how the site's set up. And that will work really, really well. And that's how you make sure that even when a site's not making money, even when a site's relatively new, you can get it up and running and you can actually make money. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you found it of use. If you found it interesting but you're like, oh my god, I just don't know where to start with that, do check out the done for you offer. I've got one spot left. Just check out the video, see whether it's right for you. It will tell you everything that you get. Basically what I've just given you, I do all of it for you. That's it in a nutshell. If that's of interest, do check it out. I've got one spot, and then if you come here and this button doesn't work, it's because all the spots have gone, but I've got one spot as it stands. I'd love to work with you. If not, just follow these steps. Just get something up and out there. Just focus. You don't need a massive site either. You just need a site that's indexed, that's getting traffic, that's set up properly, that's SEO, that's in a good niche. Your Flippa listing needs to be half decent, and you need to know what you're doing and be able to pitch that to a buyer. The people that are spending money on Flippa know what to look for in sites, and it's not, of course, if your site's made a few sales, it's better, okay, but it's not an absolute given. If you've got a site that's going up in traffic, it's all set up correctly, people will buy that because it's easier than actually writing all the content themselves, and people that know what they're doing will buy it for good money, and you make a lump sum and they're happy. So give it a go. If you're looking for a lump sum, that is the quickest possible way of doing it with Amazon, even before you make sales. I hope you found it this video good. Subscribe to the channel if you did. Do check out the offer below, and the best of luck with it. Let me know if you need anything, any questions, and I will speak to you very soon. Cheers, guys.